We're re-welcoming you back to the 2018 National Junior Classics live from the State Basketball Centre in Victoria. Welcome back if you've been with us before for the opening two games of this broadcast on Basketball Victoria's Facebook live stream, thanks to Moulton and My Sport Live. Obviously, we've had two different looking under-16 girls and boys grand finals. Nuttawading claimed to come from behind victory over the Melbourne Tigers in the under-16 girls, while Bendigo made light work of the opposition of them in the Hills Hornets from New South Wales. 11:50 a.m. tip-off for this one is the under-18 girls grand final gold medal match. Championship game, call it what you will. And our two teams on the floor at the moment is the Hawthorn Magic coming up against the Forestville Eagles. Let's take a look at Hawthorn's lineup on screen, and let's just have a quick rundown of how they made it to this morning's game. They were pooled in Group A and they defeated Sturt 73-61, knocked over Kilsyth 59-42, and also Bulleen 53-46, going undefeated in their pool games. In the playoff stage, they defeated Eltham 49-43 in the quarterfinals. And in the semi-final game, they defeated Manly Warringah 54-47 in the semis. For Forestville, they were in Group C, knocked over Eltham 53-29, defeated the Norths Bears 74-25, and of course Keilor 59-37. In the quarterfinal, they defeated Sturt 65-47. In the semi-final, defeated Ringwood quite comprehensively, actually, 77-59. At this point, I can welcome Grant Wallace back to the commentary booth for the third time and the final time. Grant Wallace, it's good to be back.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Looking forward to this game. Victoria versus South Australia.
Absolutely. Always a great basketball rivalry between the two states. And obviously, of course, this time we've got Hawthorn pitted against Forestville. Let's take a look at some key players to look out for and keep your eyes out for throughout the course of this game. We start with the Hawthorn Magic. Sarah Rose Smith has been averaging just under 14 points per game. She will be wearing the number 9 for the Magic. Lara Edmondson, a talented youngster, is averaging just under 12 points per game. She will be wearing the number 13. And Lily Davies, 10.8 points per game. She will be wearing the 15 for Forestville. Amber Cowken has averaged 15 points per game across the course of this weekend, and she will be wearing the number 10 jersey, while Gabriella Vidmar has had two big outings throughout the course of the tournament to be averaging 13.5 points per game. She'll be wearing the number 24. Hawthorn will be in blue, and on screen now the Forestville Eagles are in yellow. We're only a handful of minutes away from the start of the game, as both teams will be heading to the benches quite shortly. As you can see there, Hawthorn taking on Forestville in the under-18 girls grand final classic, with thanks to Basketball Victoria, Moulton and My Sport Live. Let's take a look at some of the keys to the game. This has been an important one over the first two games, Grant, as I've had your company throughout the course of the morning. Starting out, getting out of the blocks, that was very evident in the last game when Bendigo just shot out of the blocks.
They did, and they pretty much won the game in those first couple of minutes, without doubt. Both teams look pretty settled. There's some experienced players here, and you look at the coaching staff, there's some royalty there of basketball in Australia, with Rachel Spawn coaching Forestville and Scott Del Zoppo with the Hawthorn team. So both of those experienced basketball people who will have their charges ready to go.
Correct. I think Rachel Spawn is certainly someone very handy to have at the end of your bench. Obviously led by Lynn Holland, the Eagles,
who's an experienced state coach as well in her own right. So again, their knowledge will be fantastic. They got some height there, got a nice little mix, but the Hawthorn team does have some athletes out there.
You spoke about that experience too. I mean, I don't have it down with me, but I do believe I had the privilege of calling some of the games this time last season or last year. Forestville took out the 2017 Under-18 Girls Championships. And a couple of these names are very, very familiar. I think they've got some previous experience and previous championship experience.
Yeah, Forestville's a great program. I mean, the Simons family over there have been key components of that over the journey. But you know, Forestville have had some amazingly good kids come through that, athletes come through that program. really basketball smart and savvy. So, you know, I'd expect them normally will come out with a little bit of 2-3 zone and try and stem the flow early and see what happens from there and try and have Hawthorn make some mistakes early.
You can see on screen the Forestville Eagles being announced onto the floor about 4 or 5 minutes away from tip-off. Rebounding, it's been a big thing over the course of the day, the course of the morning. And I'm sure, with looking at these two teams size-wise, it's going to be another important factor here.
Yeah, you know, we refer back to the Bendigo game early, the 16 boys, but gee, they must have had near on 25 offensive rebounds just getting after the rebound, that side of things. Now, Forestville going back, looking for back-to-back here in the under-18 division, having won it here last year. That experience is says a lot about what we're going to be expecting here. They only have 8 players out there, though, so whether that is a factor, we've seen that become a factor as well. As you know, it's a long tournament, long weekend, lots of games, high intense games. We're looking for factors early in the game, whether that is something there. You know, the guards here for Hawthorn will get out and get after it and create the tempo early. So really looking forward to seeing how this game transpires early.
Very much so. We welcome our South Australian viewers who may be checking in for the first time today. We wish the Forestville Eagles the very best of luck. We'd like to have your company. Enjoy your company with us on the Basketball Victoria live stream. Our third and final key to the game is coming up big in big possessions. We saw it with the Nuttawon Inspectors in the fourth quarter. They rallied back. They found their spot. Even though they weren't finding it earlier on, they were scoreless for the first 6 or so minutes of the fourth quarter, then found their mojo, found their rhythm, came up big in big possessions. Bendigo was more their first quarter. It was the real big possessions to start with. The 50-50 balls went Bendigo's way. I'm sure this is going to be the same in game 3.
Yeah, and the ability to execute. We saw Bendigo getting that ball reversed, getting it through hands early, making sure that we had the best shot down the floor every possible time, whereas you know, the teams that haven't been successful have gone that one pass, one shot route, a little bit more undisciplined. So again, I'm really expecting both these teams to be early days without even seeing the game start to get the ball through hands, get the best shot down the floor they possibly can. And again, really looking forward to seeing what defense Forest will jump out at. If they start in their 2-3 zone and try and get Hawthorn to shoot those long, deep, uncontested threes and get the rebound and go for them.
We just get a nice insight into the Hawthorn Magic huddle as proceedings are about to get underway in just over a minute's time. There is head coach Scott Del Zoppo there, just leading his girls. And now we get to see the Forestville Eagles' final words in their huddle.
We watched also body language was an important part of all the games we've watched early. And it's interesting watching those teams that were winning just seemed to be switched on right from the first tip. Their bench was involved in the game. They were loud, they were vocal, riding every play. And that does speak volumes for a 32-minute contest.
No, very great point you make there, Grant. It'll be interesting to see some of the body language, not just on the players on the court, but also off it, including the coaches who will be up and about for sure. Forestville in yellow, Hawthorn Magic in blue. We wish all participants the best of luck as we're moments away from tipping off game number 3 of the gold medal games in the National Junior Classic, being live streamed on the Basketball Victoria Facebook page, thanks to Moulton. And we're underway.
And a really good crowd assembled here too to watch this game.
It's continued to fill in since the early hours in the morning. We're hitting peak time now. We're getting some great games on display on the show court at the State Basketball Centre. Here's Vidmar for 3. She had 2 big games. She had 21 against North Bears and also 26 in their semi-final victory over Ringwood. She is certainly a player to watch, Gabriella Vidmar.
Great execution too by Forestville. Ball through hands and exactly the same down the other end. Really good offense there by Hawthorn.
It's a great move by Lily Davies. She earns herself a trip to the line while she makes the bucket, so she'll have a chance to tie this up at 3 apiece.
Good execution again. Forestville in their man-to-man, which was I didn't expect.
Somewhat unexpected, yeah, exactly.
All tied up.
Then you see both teams to start with. Their bench very active, up and about, clapping, making sure nothing is forgotten. Here's Sawyer. Good offense just ensuing here.
Yeah, good defense too.
Out to Vidmar. Back-to-back trace for Gabriella Vidmar to start this game. Exactly what the Eagles want.
And again, good execution. It wasn't a forced shot. It was in rhythm. She had her feet set. Really good patience by Forestville, as Hawthorn showing right now.
Smith, no good there. Just a little bit short on her drive. Cowkin, away. Sawyer. Hank.
Why not? Go for it
Vidmar
again.
again. Third try. That one wasn't to be. Smith using that length and athleticism to carry the ball.
Yeah, the pass was on up the floor early. She kept on dribbling. Those kick-ahead passes become really important to get those easy baskets early in the game.
She's got great athleticism, Sarah Rose Smith.
Yeah.
She's the tallest player on the court and she's basically handling the ball. Certainly throughout this possession.
Nice screen.
Gordon for three. That one's no good. Edmondson tried to give Hawthorn an extra possession. She got a smack to the nose for her efforts.
Yeah, watery eyes at the moment.
Vidmar. Sawyer. More down screens. Now an on ball. Sawyer straight to the rim.
Really good take.
Good take.
Yeah. Good spacing. They had plenty of movement off the ball on the weak side to create their lane to the basket there. Really good execution again by Forestville.
A great start by the South Australian visitors. Sawyer to the line. Connects on the first. Ella Sawyer averaging 6 points per game this tournament. Tournament high 11 points in the semi-final against Ringwood. Second one didn't go down.
That's better.
Here's
Better
Smith.
kick ahead.
Great find to Bella Niven Brown.
Just over the back.
So not an awfully fast start to this game.
No, but controlled. Both teams are really just feeling each other out, really.
And it may be a little bit just to see the maturity between this age group compared to the last two games we've seen.
Yeah, you got a lot of state players out there, experienced and understanding. They're getting into it. That's really good execution again.
It was a great kick out to Cowkin. Couldn't get it. Hustle on the ground. Out of bounds is the call. Forestville are going to retain possession. You can see around the courts there's players and coaches alike from all parts of the country really interested in this game. Vidmar, short corner jumper, no good.
They're not taking bad shots, though. They're all good looks that they're getting.
Absolutely. Cotton just leans in to the ball handler there and is charged with the personal foul. We'll get to see Beck Frisbee-Smith check into the game for Cotton.
Sarah Rose is really limping right now when she fell to the floor here on that last possession, getting that defensive rebound. Nice.
She's certainly got her right leg protected as it is. Edmondson, top of the three. That's in and out. Great hustle there
Great
by
offensive
Grace
board.
Gordon.
Oh,
Niver Brown tried a goose step. Didn't work in the sport of basketball.
Forestville did a really good job taking away all their passing lanes.
(7-3) early on here. 3 minutes gone, first quarter.
Again, controlled offense by Forestville.
Cowkin, Frisbee-Smith in the corner for three. That one's no good. Hawthorn are away. This is where we can get out and running. Gordon, Edmondson, handoff to Niven Brown. Now they decide to reset. Horns action.
Great isolation.
Nice seal by Edmondson inside. Wasn't rewarded. Gets her own offensive rebound.
And a hook.
Vidmar picks up the personal.
Really good high-low action, though. That's really well executed again by Hawthorn there. A little bit of speed coming on the floor here with Kelly.
Both teams look good so far offensively. We mentioned some of their maturity. They're getting through their sets, getting some great looks. Davies, now Kelly.
Great job. Great kick.
Smith.
Oh, it's a good shot.
That one looked good. Didn't go down though. Gordon the offensive rebound. They reset again. Davies out to
Good ball
Edmondson.
movement.
Handoff. 3-point step back.
Not a bad three, but the extra pass, she had a nice open look that Smith was at the top of the key there.
Beat me to it. I was going to say, despite that being an okay look, it's probably the worst look of the game so far.
Yeah, exactly right. Really two really well-disciplined groups here.
Good screen set there by Hank.
Nice roll, nice kick out.
Cowken.
Well done.
3 points. Early 10-3 run to the Forestville Eagles. They're out and about.
3 threes from that score line too, so
Quick pass,
working
kick
it
out.
for the best shot they can. Short.
Gordon, average. Sawyer takes it the other way for the Eagles. Cowken. Another three. That's their 4th triple. And the 4 triples have forced a Hawthorn Magic timeout. 13-3 opening run. And as you mentioned, 4 threes, 2 each to Vidmar and Cowken.
Yeah, and all through good execution too. Even that last play there, penetration, get in the paint, the defense collapses, get out to a shooter with their feet set. All good shots. Can't but be impressed with what Forestville are doing right now. Down the other end, Hawthorn are doing the same. They're just not converting. They're getting good looks. They just got to make sure that big orange thing up there, the ball needs to go through that. I'd also suggest that defensively, they just really need to be, Hawthorn need to do a better job playing the shot clock out. It's almost like Forestville are waiting for them to make that error and get that open look. So really playing the defense of the whole shot clock.
Well, the Magic are going to have to find some answers for that 3 ball. They're going to have to try and fight over screens a little bit harder. Make sure that the penetration that Forestville's currently succeeding in is limited.
Yep. It's a really good start by Forestville. It's a bit like the Bendigo game in many ways, the 16 boys game, where they broke the back of Hills in the first quarter. It'd be really interesting to see how, after this timeout, how Hawthorn respond.
It's a great point you make. We're back underway through Kelly.
Horns again.
There's the seal for Edmondson.
It's a better shot.
Kelly, open 3.
Well
Extra
done.
chance. Here's Davies. They're going to run the similar set. Bit of a change up. Smith.
Oh, turn the other way. She
Inside.
had a layup.
Kelly. Nice shovel pass back to Smith.
Well
That's
done.
much better. 13-5.
There's your score. Now let's get a stop here, Hawthorn. The way Forestville are executing, they're just nice and patient. Staggered double screen here.
Sawyer.
Oh, give him
Left hand straight to the
move.
rim.
That was a really good move.
Bank shot. Thought about falling out. Decided to go in anyway.
Great attack of the rim.
Anetta. Edmondson. Handoff. Kelly. Thought about it. Nice pass inside. Just a
Nice
couple of
block.
fumbles.
Oh.
And it was a great block by Hannah Hank.
Those little shovel passes we're getting to see a lot of. Little pocket pass, little bounce pass. Oh, wow, that's a bad turnover.
It was Forestville on the run through Hank. Now Sawyer. Inside
Nice
back
seal.
to Hank. Great seal. Forced the foul through Edmondson. And if you're Forestville, it's certainly a player who you'd love to be in foul trouble.
That's a really good executed play. She got the seal down low with a bit of a mismatch, and they really went and looked at that, which is great. Again, great disciplined offense by Forestville.
That's Lara Edmondson's 2nd foul in the first quarter. She's been checked out. Hank splits a pair, and we have the first double-digit lead of the day.
Oh, boards, aren't they interesting?
Here's King.
Oh.
Tried another interesting pass.
Yeah, they're just fumbling around with it
They
there,
are.
Hawthorn.
Cowkin picks up the scraps. Uncontested layup. 17-5. Worrying signs for the Magic early on.
8 points there to Cowkin.
That one's come off the legs of the Eagles. The Hawthorn will retain possession. We get to see
Hawthorn need to get back into the executing their offense now. They've just gone a little bit away from it. The confidence has dropped. A little bit of scoreboard pressure by Forestville is really paying some dividends. Yeah, not a good shot, but made it.
There you go, Hawthorn offensively.
Margin back to 11.
Here's Vidmar on the wing. Pops high,
Great seal
Sawyer
again.
inside to Hank, using her size as an advantage.
Oh, offensive board.
Great offensive rebound out to Cowkin. She's been on fire from deep, and that continues. 21-7 as we draw to a close shortly in the first quarter.
And 11 to Cowkin. 3 threes.
Having an amazing first quarter. King.
Really flat-footed here, Hawthorn.
Now Davies. Out to Anetta in the corner for 3. That was good defense. And a reaching foul.
Yeah, really fatigued they look, Hawthorn right now. Flat-footed offensively. No boards. Need to get a stop here, Hawthorn.
Two possessions on offer in the final moments of the first quarter. Here's Sawyer. Great down screen to get Vidmar open. Tries to use that advantage. Scoop shot and one.
Nice scoop.
Great move. Just split the two defenders that were coming towards Gabriella Vidmar. And she'll have the chance to extend the margin, which she does. 24-7.
It's 9 points to her.
But just some of those down screens, they didn't rush. They didn't penetrate too much in terms of finding any forceful looks. They kicked it back out, made another ball reversal, and they found that perfect look that they were found.
Yeah. Only 2 scorers for, I mean, they only had 7 points, but only 2 scorers for Hawthorn. Cowkin has 11, and Vidmar has 9. And both of them are not forcing the ball at all. They're just getting the shots within the offense, just staying nice and patient and seeing what comes up to them. I really also like what Forestville are doing by creating that deep catch, that big post target under the basket.
Just some troubling signs for Hawthorn after the first 8 minutes of the ball game. Let's see if they can work their way back into this one with 3 quarters to go.
Still man-to-man by Forestville. That's a good start.
A nice pull-up jump shot by Lily Davies. And now this is where the tough stuff happens, is on the defensive end.
Nice roll. Great work.
Hannah Hank has been doing a lot of work for the Eagles. Some of it has gone unnoticed, but certainly in the last few minutes, she's reaping the rewards on offense.
It really is a point of difference for Forestville. Hawthorn don't really have that big target at all.
Just match that, Sarah Rose Smith getting straight to the bucket. Needs to use some of that athleticism against Hannah Hank that she has.
Screen.
In the corner again, Cowkin thought about it. Head fake. Back out to Vidmar. Goes right. Cowkin from the top. She is locked in. That's her 4th triple of the game.
14 points. That's fantastic. Again, all good looks too.
Neven Brown to Smith. That's a nice take. Wasn't to be though. Got herself her own rebound. Hawthorn tip it out of bounds after a couple of missed shots. Lucy Murphy checks in for Annalise King. Cowkin takes a well-deserved rest as well for the Eagles.
Yeah, great minutes.
Hank. There's a foul on the floor.
Yeah, just a hands foul.
Speaking of with the Forestville Eagles, you have to bear with us for a moment. We don't have a number 2 on our game day sheet. I know there is a number 2 out there for the Eagles. If you're certainly watching the live stream, you know the Forestville Eagles well. You're from South Australia. Make sure you let us know in the comments section. As Hawthorn run down. Here's Ballineven Brown out to Edmondson. 2 fouls for Lara Edmondson. Nice shot by Davies again. Lily Davies getting herself into the ball game.
She's just keeping him in touch.
Hank. Lots of action happening on the baseline. She waits for it. Here's Sawyer. On ball. Goes the wrong way. Good defense. Just collapsed right on the ball handler. Thank you to those that have been commenting on the broadcast. We have worked out the number 2 is in fact Montana Briggs. So thank you for your assistance. Edmondson for 3. That's her range. Not to be at the moment. And here is Briggs running down the floor. Comes off her thigh though and bundles out of bounds.
She's listed at number 59 on the score sheet. So
correct. So 2 is a long way away from 59.
So Hawthorn have stemmed the flow scoring-wise. They've just got to turn it over themselves a little bit, get some scores. Nice back cut.
Indeed. Another round the back pass. Just couldn't see where she was passing that to. Expected someone to be there. Here's Briggs.
Good patience again by Forestville.
Vidmar. Ranger.
Nice cut, nice move.
Briggs. Just
great rebound.
Oh, Cotton. She's returned to the ball game.
Good execution by Forestville.
There's a timeout on the floor in favour of the Forestville Eagles. 29-13 in favour of the Eagles. Certainly we've spoken a little bit about their offence, their patience. It's been extremely well.
And defensively too, they've done a great job holding Hawthorn to just 13 points for a quarter and a half. That's been outstanding to watch too.
Oh, it's correct. They've only given up 39.4 points per game. This tournament has Forestville. They've got a big margin between their production and their opposition production. 65.5 points per game Forestville score compared to 39.4 for their opposition. So certainly been putting their opponents to the sword throughout the course of the weekend.
Yeah, and well on target to exceed that, aren't they, offensively right now?
Correct. Hawthorn, on the other hand, just have a 10-point gap between their offense of 57.6 and their defense 47.8 opposition points per game. We've spoken a little bit about Amber Cowken, who is lighting it up from deep this morning. She's been doing very similar throughout the tournament. 23 points in their quarterfinal win versus Sturt. Had 17 in their semi-final win against Ringwood. So certainly a big-time performer getting the Eagles to this game.
And one of the masters of the design of the building, sunlight on court 1 right now, which we never really understand.
Well, it's just another factor that these players have to adapt to as Taya Ranger gets herself on the score sheet. 31-13. The Forestville Eagles are opening up a nice margin on their opponents, looking to make it back-to-back in the under-18 women's division.
Just can't get anything to drop right now, Hawthorn.
Sawyer. Looks around her, tries to make an entry pass, which Cotton does really well to pick up. Vidmar was brilliant in the first quarter.
Good
Chucks
catch.
it back out to Cotton. Here's Sawyer taking it to the rim. There's a foul, and she will go to the line for 2 shots.
Good spacing again and allowing those driving lanes to be created. They've really got to stop allowing the ball to get into the paint. Now Hawthorn.
Well, that possession was certainly bailed out a little bit by Amy Cotton. Great catch in the corner when it always looked lost.
Just to extend it out to a 20-point lead. Oh, missed. Spoke too soon.
Always happens to be the way.
Oh, no, well done.
Yes, rebounding's proving to be very costly and very important throughout the course of the day, as Bella Neven-Brown has her first points of the ball game. And do the Magic need her to step up? Bella Neven-Brown, 15 points in the opening game versus Sturt, and then somewhat quiet
Great
throughout
seal.
the rest of the tournament.
Just got a really bad angle on the pass there, but Cotton had a nice seal under the basket.
Hannah Hank, Amber Cowkin had a good rest there. They're back into the game for the last 3 minutes of the half.
Could have probably created a better pass to the wing there for a better entry pass into the post. Did a really, Forestville have been doing a fantastic job of getting those deep seals. We finally get a ball reversal by Hawthorn.
Smith, Neven-Brown, back to Smith. Nice post up, kick out. Neven-Brown for three. She knew it was short. She went and collected it. That's a foul and one. Great hustle. Bella Neven-Brown understood the circumstance. As soon as it left her hand for three, knew it was short. She went and hustled her own rebound and put the ball back in the basket.
Great effort. Great couple of minutes by her. Just getting a team back in. Well done.
Converts the and one opportunity, and this game's back to 12. This could be the chance for Hawthorn just to make a little run before the halftime break.
Yep, I agree.
Swing some of the momentum that Forestville firmly has. Vidmar.
Oh.
There's a poor pass, but she's been bailed out with Grace Gordon trying to take possession, just tips it out of bounds.
Tried to draw her hand back out of that, that deflection, but couldn't do it. Momentum has swung a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear and you could potentially see the Hawthorn bench starting to become a lot more vocal. May have gotten away with a walk there, Hannah Hank. Wasn't to be on the shot attempt anyway. And Lily Davies is going the other way.
Great patience there by Lily, pulling it out, getting the best shot down the floor they can. Good, move the ball.
Edmondson,
good.
Handoff, Neven-Brown, Smith. Going at Hank.
Shot clock at 7.
Now down to 4, poor pass. It's exactly what they didn't need at that time.
Had done everything right up to that point too.
Here's Forestville's chance just to slow the momentum, take some time off the clock, find their groove again.
Good execution. Just trying to get the re-screen on the post for the post entry. I like what Forestville are doing, trying to get the ball inside.
Well, you mentioned some of their high quality coaching staff before the game. They're certainly showing us why. 3
on Edmondson.
Correct. She heads to the bench. That'll be her done for the half.
Always the risk from a coaching perspective. Do you keep them in there or do you let them rest and save them for the second half?
Cow can open in the corner again. That time it doesn't go.
Oh, referees both pointed different ways. It was definitely Forestville ball.
So a new shot clock for the Eagles. What can they muster up here? Cotton.
Nice job.
A Frisbee Smith, my apologies, out to Hank.
Let's just stop now. You need a score here.
Here's Gordon running the floor. Smith. Davies.
Good ball reversal. Nice move.
Great move inside. The finish just hasn't been there for the Magic. Sawyer going coast to coast, decides against it. Cowkin had a good look. Passes that up as well. Here's Cotton now. Nice little step back, create the space.
Inside again, well done. Now, smart play by Cowkin there to give up the 3 for the better shot was a 2, but got valuable points.
Great D by Cowkin there. Forces the miss. Smith goes and gets her own.
Great hustle.
Excellent work, Davies. Pump fake at the 3-point line. A little bit too much mustard on the shot.
Forestville ball. Possession arrow.
That's great to see, just two teams fighting it out for possession after each shot.
two okay looks by Hawthorn. Would have been very handy baskets. They need to get a stop and a score here. Try and keep that thing around 10 for the half.
Well, it's been the same story in the first and second quarters. They've been working the ball around, been getting some pretty good looks, just can't finish. There's another interception by Murphy.
Oh, put the Jets on. Well done.
Absolutely, Davies puts the Jets on. Puts 2 points up on the board. We're back to 12 points as we're nearing half-time. 33-21, as you can see on screen.
And 9 points to Lily Davies.
Cotton, Cowkin. Where's the screen going to come from? It's going to come from Cotton. They switch. Cowkin off the glass, nearly goes.
Great board.
Cotton, offensive rebound, hit in the face. She will go to the line for 2 important foul shots.
Great offensive board. Probably not a great shot, but a great rebound. And gets it to the line.
Knew exactly she had to get that up quick, fast. She was rewarded for her efforts. This will be interesting to see, following this, what Hawthorn can dish up in their final possession of the half. Because it's been a matter of the same thing over and over again. Not bad offense. They just can't finish.
No, you're right.
As you can see, 10 seconds.
Little on-ball screen action.
Smith screens for Davies. They switch. Kick
Great
out.
look, great look. Well done.
Gordon for 3. Rims out.
Got the shot they wanted, just couldn't finish.
And Neve Brown may have collected the offensive rebound, but time runs out for her. And the Forestville Eagles are halfway to clinching back-to-back under 18 National Junior Classic Championships as they lead at half-time, 34 to Hawthorn's 21. Grant Wallace, what have we liked and what have we enjoyed from the opening half?
Yeah, well, a good quarter there by Hawthorn to sort of get back in it, but cannot be more impressed with Forestville's execution offensively and their ability and their discipline to not blaze away for the 3, but trying to punch that ball inside. Again, really, really impressed with what they've done there. And Cowkin's baskets, he's hit 4 threes, and they've been all great shots as far as feet set, really well executed play. Forestville have just had the edge there, and defensively holding Hawthorn to 21 points has been another plus for them. Now Hawthorn really have shot some not sort of poor shots, but not ideal shots, off-balance shots, and they're still in touch though.
Absolutely, just for 13 points. We mentioned Forestville. I think Gabriella Vidmar set the tempo early.
Yeah, without doubt.
Amber Cowkin just continued that form by hitting those threes. But Hannah Hank on the glass has certainly been, and Cotton has certainly been an important factor to the Eagles having that 13-point lead at halftime. Yeah,
Edmonton on 3 fouls. Coach Del Zoppo there starting her for the start of the third quarter. He's got to. Championships on the line here. Need her on the glass to contend with that. I love the way Hank sets that screen and roll action. It's fantastic to watch. Again, we say this all the time, but championship quarter here, the start of the third. Hawthorn need to get on the roll here and get back in touch and get this thing back under 10. Forestville, more of the same. You'd expect more execution, defensively doing a better job. We don't have the stats, but I reckon the rebounding count would probably be a little bit in favour of Forestville right now.
Certainly.
And that's mainly due, again, to Cotton and Hank, particularly on the glass.
Just on the injury front, we obviously mentioned that Sarah Rose Smith was limping around in the first period, has that right leg, right knee protected. She's remained on court. She's okay. Certainly looking a lot better than what she was in the first quarter when she was just labouring a little bit. Back to full health. Back underway for the second half with Edmondson.
Nice work. Oh,
nice pop-up. Great hand. Block by Cowkin.
Yeah.
Here's Sawyer into Cotton. No low post action. Back out to Sawyer. Cross-court pass dangerous, but Hank receives it. Then nearly loses it.
Passes to
recollects it. And ultimately...
3 on the clock. Kept the ball.
Kept the ball.
3 seconds on the shot clock.
It's going to be an exquisite baseline play here with just a 3 on the clock. They're going to know they need a quick shot. A throw it into Hank.
Oh,
Potential ball movement. But
turned it over.
Frisbee Smith goes straight through her hands. You mentioned at halftime, this is the quarter where Hawthorn need to make a move.
Yep.
They'd want to get this within 5-6 points heading into the last quarter minimum. Davies, she's been very good for the Magic.
Not a great shot.
Not that time. Sawyer.
It's a minute of play here without a score.
Up court, Frisbee Smith. Pump fake inside to Cotton. Great move. Just used the offhand to provide some space for her to get that shot up and in. Amy Cotton.
Again, those high percentage shots inside the paint. Oh, lucky.
Bella Neven Brown nearly lost that one.
Might have had the sunlight in her eye there.
Speaking of some foul trouble, that is Beck Frisbee Smith's third as well. 36-21, 2018 National Junior Classics gold medal game between the under-18 girls, Forestville Eagles, Hawthorn Magic. It's a second team foul for the Eagles.
And it's her fourth, Cotton. That's could be interesting.
And that is Cotton's fourth, as you've mentioned. So she'll head to the bench.
Just over enthusiastic there, trying to get the steal.
So this is the moment. This is the chance for the Magic to try and influence the game. Smith.
Not a great shot either.
That's a long way out. And it was a long way short. To put it frank. And as you mentioned, not the right look for the Hawthorn Magic at this point in time. Cowkin gets some help from Vidmar. Has been fouled. That one's on Smith. And is her third personal.
Yeah.
So the Magic, some of their key players racking up personal fouls, could be important in this fourth quarter if the game is to become close.
Oh, good cut.
Cowkin nearly, great save by
A great
Briggs,
cut though. Get herself free and open. Just couldn't catch the ball.
but the foot was on the line.
Forestville are giving Hawthorn chances here to stay in touch.
They are keeping themselves in the game. Hurting their chances, the Eagles. They could put this one to bed in the third quarter.
Yeah. Just need to execute here, Hawthorn.
Smith goes
Good
around
job.
a couple.
Well done.
Finds the open
Well done.
shot in. Grace Gordon. That one's for three.
It's a far better execution offensively. Great penetration. Defense collapses. Shooter with her
There's the
feet
screen.
set.
Hannah Hank rolls.
Great job.
Gets her own rebound. No. May have
Kick
been a
ahead.
little bit
There
lucky.
you go. Oh.
Just too much mustard on the pass from Grace Gordon. Trying to find Bella Neven Brown. There's a timeout to Forestville. They just want to calm things down here. I think Coach Lynn Holland understands the concept of the game and knows that this could be a troubling period for them.
Agree. Really good timeout to stem the flow of the energy that's been coming now from Hawthorn. It's a 12-point game. 5.5 to play here in the third. That would have been a nice layup for Hawthorn to have made to just make a 10-point
That's
game,
right.
obviously.
10 points and then potentially to get it back into single figures in the third quarter.
With the momentum going their way. So, again, nice timeout by Forestville.
Just a reminder, this broadcast brought to you by Molten. Head to molten.com.au. Receive 20% off all Molten purchases across the tournament using the discount code NJC18. That's at molten.com.au. For coaching accessories, training aids and all other basketball products, visit molten.com.au. VJBL, Melbourne United VJBL is hosting another 3-on-3 holiday tournament this October. And with the MU VJBL season done and dusted for another year, the best and brightest can keep sharp and stay ready for the 2018 tip-off by attending the 3-on-3 tournament held at Patterson River Basketball Stadium Wednesday, 4th of October. Registrations are now open. Head to vjbl.com.au/3x3. Certainly a good tournament, and kids always love to play basketball during the break.
They do, and it's a building concept of 3-on-3 within our market right now. Okay, Forestville, what do you got here for us? Execute out of this to stem a little bit of a tide that's moving.
Nice
Great
move.
rebound by Hank. Oh, there you go.
Sawyer gets her hands in there a little too hard.
I really wonder what impact it's going to have with Cotton having her 4th foul.
Well, they've just got Hank out there pretty much by herself to man the glass.
Yep, it's only 1st foul.
Surrounded by a few shooters. Here's Kelly.
Bit of purpose in their play here, isn't there, with Hawthorn?
Absolutely. They understand the time. Kelly, ball in hand. Decides against, handoff to Edmondson. Short corner jump shot. That one was always looking good from the moment it left her hands.
I was about to say she's dribbling the ball a lot.
10-point ball game.
Great turnaround jumper, though.
It's an important patch for both sides in the under-18 girls gold medal game. Here's Sawyer. Nice cut, Cowkin. Exactly what they needed, the Eagles, and Cowkin responds accordingly.
16 points for Cowkin.
She's had an outstanding game thus far. It all started at the 3-point line.
Good job.
Inside to Smith.
There you go.
Outside. Neven Brown found her range.
It's a good shot. Oh,
Edmondson over the top. Great work.
Great job.
Great inside pass as well. The reverse layup doesn't go by Smith. That was much better offense by the Magic.
Agree, it was. And just missing a layup, getting blocked by the ring effectively.
Sawyer, Briggs.
Nice patience shown here by Forestville.
Absolutely. This is textbook offense that we've seen on display by the Eagles. Hank, Sawyer, straight to the rim, back out to Hank, jump shot. Didn't look pretty. And Gordon pocket rockets her way through. Decides against it, pulls up. Wayward pass, good save there by Taya Kelly. And even Brown, spin move, kicks out. Bad pass to Edmondson's legs.
To her ankles.
Bounces out of bounds.
She was free and set, ready to catch and shoot that too.
Just a couple of rushed passes during that Magic offense.
Good patience here shown by Forestville again.
You can tell the difference in tempos now. Forestville just happy to slow this one down, be patient. Hawthorn just starting to rally things.
Nice move.
Oh, floater. Sawyer just pushed that one.
And really stemming from that timeout they had, where they just stemmed the flow.
Absolutely. Another little wayward pass. Edmondson out to Gordon. Now Smith takes it baseline. That's a great take.
Move, yeah.
She's been rewarded. She'll head to the line for 2. Understood that she was out in an island on that far side of the court.
Lily Davies comes back in. She's got 9 points to date, so she needs to get going as well.
She's been good for the Magic, Lily Davies. There's been a couple of times where she's had a couple of forced shots.
Yep.
But certainly for the majority, she's been leading the way.
7 points for Sarah Rose. Well done. 8.
Beck Frisbee-Smith back into the ball game for Ella Sawyer.
Just keep hanging around Hawthorn.
They do. 12 points. 10 points was the lowest margin of this quarter. And the Magic will certainly be hoping to eat into that. Gordon the rebound. Away again.
And Hank was available in that under the basket there.
Smith, kick out. Gordon for 3. That's a 3 in the corner. Back to single-digit ball game. And you can tell the difference between the two benches.
Yeah.
Hawthorn now up and about. The 3 players and coaching staff on Forestville just understand the time and the moment.
Yeah.
Just a little bit worried.
Great move.
Great take.
Great move.
Gabriella Vidmar, haven't called much of her since the opening few minutes. Certainly steps up when required.
Valuable basket. Well, that's early.
Davies in and out. Edmondson nearly gets the rebound. Does in fact indeed now loses it again. Now regains it.
Great
Great
effort.
hustle. 2 minutes left in this third term. 11-point ball game. Cowkin reaches in. Davies kicks to Edmondson from the top of the 3. It's probably not the best look. Great hustle, Gordon.
Oh.
Girls fly to the ground.
Forestville ball. Possession.
Jump ball's been called. Interesting to see that Forestville are in the bonus for the remainder of these last 2 minutes. So Hawthorn will be looking to attack.
Oh,
May have gotten away with a travel there. Vidmar tightly guarded by Gordon. Falls over and Vidmar makes Gordon Julie pay the price. Here's Kelly, on-ball screen Edmondson.
13 points for Vidmar, and those last 2 possessions have been fantastic.
Absolutely.
Crucial baskets.
Smith
Well
out
done.
to Edmondson.
Oh, shoot that.
She hasn't been doing too well from outside the arc. She takes it inside and salutes exactly what she needs to be doing. Outside game hasn't been working so far today, so she goes inside.
Attack the rim.
Lara Edmondson. Here's Frisbee Smith. Great take, switch of hands. Good D actually by Smith. Tries to save the ball. The ball's still live.
Great hustle, girls.
Frisbee Smith. The basket's been waved away.
Edmondson?
Edmondson, I believe, will have the foul called against her indeed, which is her 4th. And it looks as though...
Just scrapping for the ball. Great effort by all girls there.
Lucy Murphy will check into the game for Lara Edmondson, who's been in a bit of foul trouble throughout the course of the contest. Just under a minute left in this third term, 11-point ball game, Forestville lead. Hank.
Oh, Vidmar
Vidmar for
She
3.
was there for a while too.
She was. Ended up being a half-decent closeout by the time the ball got to her.
Yeah, great job. Here we go.
And here's Hawthorn's opportunity. Smith out to Gordon for 3. That's short.
Needed a better possession there.
They may have been looking to go 2 for 1.
Yeah, maybe. Still a bad shot.
It was a little late and turned out the double negative did not make a positive.
No.
Ranger. Now, there's a bit of purpose of the Hawthorn defence over the last couple of minutes. It's the second or third time we've seen the defender, the on-ball defender at least, get up in the ball handler.
They've got the capacity to. Oh, there you go.
That's the one. It's exactly the one they wanted. Taya Kelly puts it in for 2. We're back to single digits. The 9-point ball game. 10 seconds left in this quarter. Cowkin. What can they dish up? Goes to Ranger. Now to Hank. Needs to put something up. Doesn't get it up in time.
Well done.
And for Hawthorn, that's probably a mini win, getting it under double digits right before the last break.
Yeah, and won the quarter again, Hawthorn. 10-14.
Well, they're going to need more than that in the final term if they are to reverse the trend, because it's a 9-point Forestville Eagles lead. It's all about how the Magic jump out of this 4th quarter, isn't it?
It is, yeah. They'll start with the ball too, so the possession arrow with them. The Cotton 4th foul early did definitely hurt the rotations there of Forestville. But that said, Edmondson now on 4 fouls, so foul troubles definitely play a part in this. I just like every time down the floor, you feel like Forestville are almost going to get a good look every time. I don't have that same level of confidence with Hawthorn on the possessions. They need to get that happening. I'd like to see them also extend the defense, which they just did that and got a nice turnover. Their guards can get after it. They've got some great backcourt there. So I would say it's probably favouring Forestville right now. But like you say, let's see what Hawthorn have got up their sleeve here in the first couple of minutes of the 4th.
You're right, though. Cotton's 4th certainly played a part in the latter stages of that 3rd quarter. Hawthorn just seemed to be able to get to the rim a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And they left Hannah Hank out on an island inside, and that, they just needed that extra body there.
Yep, so now they're starting Cotton and Hank, so going with the Twin Towers, if you like. But
putting in great minutes is Hannah Hank.
Yep. Haven't seen any screen and roll action from her offensively, though, for 3rd quarter.
4th quarter underway, final 8 minutes left in this under-18 girls gold medal game between Hawthorn and Forestville.
Inside.
Davies, short. There's Cotton picking up the first defensive rebound of the quarter.
Sarah Rose had that mismatch there too on the screen and roll action. They switched.
They're out. That's not a great entry pass. Great defense. Smith. Away, nearly lost it.
Yeah.
Kelly. Smith. Now you can hear the crowd getting into it on our broadcast. Smith, fade away. Probably not the best look.
No.
Vidmar. Here's Cowkin. Guarded closely
well done.
by
Great
Neven
find.
Brown. Sawyer for 3. Exactly what the Eagles want. Stretched that lead back out to double digits.
Great find by Calkin.
Smith nearly did the same thing as the
Yeah.
last possession, decided against.
Those running layups,
Kelly for 3.
jumping away from the basket. Oop.
And it's the exact same thing you mentioned at three-quarter time. You had great confidence in the Eagles finding good looks on offense. You didn't have the same confidence with Hawthorn, and it's just come up trumps there at the last 2 possessions.
And they've got to be smart. They're up by 12, Forestville. They don't need to rush. Good execution here again. Good patience.
Here's Cowkin. Hank. Top of the foul line. Vidmar. Nice extra pass to
nice
Sawyer.
extra pass.
Made one just before Cotton. The offensive rebound. Thought she got fouled on the catch. It's bundled out of bounds off Cotton. It'll be a Hawthorn ball.
Got to score here, Hawthorn. Just to stay in touch. 12 points. That clock keeps whittling away. We're running out of time.
It is those 8-minute quarters. If you're in front, gives you great favours. When you look at the
Nice
clock, and there's
pocket
only
pass.
6 minutes left. That's a nice pass from Kelly to Murphy.
Still plenty of time from a Hawthorn perspective.
Cowkin. Here's Cotton for 3. That's what Hawthorn will have.
Forestville ball.
Once again, though, great hustle there by Hank.
Yep.
Hawthorn looked like they had the majority of possession there. Didn't give up on the play.
Oh, Hank's free.
Good roll. Cowkin wide open. Can't mimic the first half.
Okay, let's just stop Hawthorn. What do you got here for us?
Look up. Oh,
Turnover.
Cowkin in the way. Crossover. Open court. She's got Vidmar in front of her. Decides to go herself, and that rolls in. Amber Cowkin. This is the main stage. Have a ball game.
18 points and a great take. Great steal too. Not the best passes when you needed a basket.
But just read the passing lanes.
Yep, without
Did
doubt.
what she needed to do. She is well and truly fixated in this ball game.
19.
Forestville now 50 to 37. 19 to Amber Cowkin. Kelly, Murphy, Smith. Back out to Neven Brown. Pass in, Murphy. That's good.
I think it was a deflection more than a pass, but I'm sure Hawthorn will take it either way.
Every time. Here's Cowkin again.
Good
On ball
execution.
from Cotton. Decides to pick the ball up. Here's Sawyer trying to look inside to find Hank. Now the screen comes. She goes the other way.
Nice
Kicks out
kick.
Cotton. Long two. A good look.
And a great
Wasn't
board.
to be. Vidmar again.
Oh.
It's another wayward pass by the Magic. It's happening all too often in this last quarter.
Doing a great job defensively to come up with the ball and then just to hand it back to Forestville. I'm sure Coach Del Sopo is not all that impressed.
What's the thing? The Magic defend really well. Most possessions for 15 or so seconds, and it's then the next 5 or 6 that let them down.
Yeah, and the clock keeps ticking.
Cowkin long. Bang! Another 3 for Amber Cowkin. Takes her tally up to 22. And time is of the essence now for the Hawthorn Magic. Back-to-back titles looking likely for the Forestville Eagles as the Magic rim out. Sawyer the rebound.
Just got that urgency now, Forestville, on the defensive end.
Bench back up and about. Hawthorn's bench eerily quiet now.
Going to go with it. Edmondson back in.
We've also brought Grace Gordon back in, provided great energy in that third term. Here's Cotton. Cowkin left wide open, not
How
sure
does
why.
that happen?
They were very fortunate there, the Magic.
She had more time than she realised too to get set.
Long three
wow.
by Davies. In and out.
Not a good shot though.
Certainly not that early in the possession. Still 21 seconds left on the clock, the shot clock there. Cowkin out to Vidmar. She can hit these. Bounces in. How's the friendly roll the Forestville Eagles are getting in this fourth turn?
Yep. 11 points her for Vidmar.
And this is blowing out. 17-point lead for the Eagles. Gordon out to Davis.
That's a better look.
That's much better, but that one's long. Smith. Another chance. Tipped away. Davies again for three for the third time. That one's good. Third time is the charm.
12 points for her. Lily Davies.
Game back to 14. Cotton
Good patience again shown by Forestville.
running some clock down. Here's Hank. She's been very good in this ball game.
Nice
Vidmar
screen.
left open. Offensive screen has been called on Ella Sawyer. She was there, set the screen
time.
for a while.
Yeah.
It was then the extra movement from the defender which forced Sawyer to move again.
Yeah.
I think is what the referee picked up. Speaking of the referees, Jordan Royal, Megan Kelly and Steph Deutscher, our three officials for the Under-18 Girls Grand Final. We'd like to congratulate them. Done a great job throughout the entire tournament.
They have, and they're doing a fantastic job all over. The feedback from all the coaches and players, the referees at this tournament's been outstanding. So we're all about the players and the coaches, and we forget often about the technical officials, but great to see their development.
And the great thing is, you know, most of the time you look back in hindsight and say, look, the referees have done a great job because you never noticed them.
Correct, well done.
And
Yeah,
you can
great
even
point.
say over the last 3 games, we haven't had to make mention once. And all 3 of our officials here and the 4 in the previous 2 games have done a fantastic job from what we've seen over the course of today.
Just call what needs to be called. You're always going to have those little questions. It's an emotional game. But you're exactly right. They've done a really good job to let the game play, let the players decide the result. 3 minutes. It's a hell of a challenge here for Hawthorn.
14 points is the margin. You mentioned 3 minutes and change. It's not a lot of time to peg back a double-digit margin, especially the way the Forestville Eagles work their offense.
Just discipline, aren't they? They just work the ball, take the time off the clock, get the best shot down the floor they can.
Here's Smith inside Edmondson. Haven't seen a lot of her today.
No.
The foul trouble certainly got the best of her.
And just the passing of Hawthorn.
Has averaged 11.8 points per game throughout the tournament. Had 20 versus Sturt, but hasn't been a focal point.
Bit of extended pressure by Hawthorn. They've got to get up and out.
Here's Sawyer. Davies reaching in. And again, much better pressure. Cowkin could have nearly taken that.
Yeah.
Handoff. Sees
Shot clock
Cotton.
at 7.
Sawyer hands on. And it's been called.
Yep. And you get the shot clock down to 5 and you just give a foul there when there's only 2.5 to play.
It's a coach killer, isn't it?
It is. Ron's up. What do you got up your sleeve?
Ball's in. Sawyer, fresh count. Cowkin.
Been outstanding, hasn't she?
She has.
Nice cut.
Led from the front.
No, bad pass there.
Here's Gordon. Got to get the pace going. Smith now out
There
to
you go.
Davies.
That's a
That's a
better
much
look.
better look. That one couldn't go down though. Cotton on the glass again.
Better offense.
Has been big, has Cotton. Certainly missed in that third term when she was in some foul trouble. Her and Hank certainly patrolling the paint. Here's Kelly out to Gordon for 3. That one's short.
All been short, haven't they?
Vidmar the rebound. And once again, Forestville will look to take 24 off the clock.
Yep.
Vidmar goes base. No
wasted
help
split
defense.
Yep. Got away with it there, Hawthorn.
Gordon in a little bit of trouble. It's bailed out by Kelly. Now looks up the floor. Smith harassed. There's not much time. Time is winding down. Big block by Amy Cotton.
And the penetration there, all the Hawthorn guys on the perimeter were just standing still. No one getting into a line of sight at all.
No, we can tell that this game is all but over, especially by some body language.
Big three,
There's
though.
Kelly, needed that. It's back to 11. 90 seconds remain. Hank, open court. Chooses the wise decision, gives it back to her point guard in
again.
Sawyer.
Great job.
Kauken, ball reversal, Vidmar, Cotton, great cut, wasn't rewarded. Sawyer again.
Oh, look at the mismatch.
Now
inside.
Kauken,
4,
back out, 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Kauken goes himself, that's a wild attempt.
Yep. Took the time off the clock, though. Not a bad thing.
And Hawthorn now have 65 seconds to erase.
Got to move it. Got to
An
move it.
11-point deficit. Gordon didn't look at shooting the three. Shows a couple. Smith goes baseline to the rack. She'll earn a trip to the line after she was bumped.
Hawthorn bench are almost given up, haven't they? They're sitting back.
You can tell, you can't see it on screen now, but they do look a little depleted with 55 seconds left.
9 points for Sarah Smith. 10.
And the Magic have got it back to single digits. They tried to apply some pressure there.
2 shots.
But it only resulted in a foul. And of course, they're in the bonus, so the Eagles will shoot their way to a championship and a gold medal. Gabriella Vidmark started it all off with back-to-back trays in the first quarter. She's finishing the job now with a pair of free throws.
And 15 points for her.
And
Great
even a steal. Got in the passing lanes. Being fouled. Great sportsmanship between the two teams. 2 Hawthorn players went straight back to her, picked her up. And Vidmar will earn another trip to the line.
Started well and finishing well.
With this short break in play, just remember, head to molten.com.au, 20% off all basketball products throughout the course of the weekend. Use the discount code NJC18 at molten.com.au. Vidmar, no good there. Here's Gordon, just lost it out of bounds.
Yep.
Story of the afternoon for the Hawthorn Magic. Just been a couple of wayward passes, a couple of fumbles. And the other team just haven't been doing that. They've been slick.
Just really disciplined, Forestville.
Sawyer broken up by Davies. Davies pulls up from a long way out. Edmondson gets the rebound for her. Back to Davies. Decides against it that time. Gordon from a long way out as well. That one's no good. Time is running out. Edmondson tries to keep that one alive. There's 14 seconds, and we expect the Forestville Eagles to dribble out the clock and be crowned under 18 girls gold medalists. Sawyer, Kauken. We're into the final seconds now. The crowd go up. Rounds of applause, big cheers.
Back to back.
Back to back, 2017, 2018 now. Under 18 girls, National Junior Classic champions, the Forestville Eagles. They defeat the Hawthorn Magic 58-47.
Congratulations, Forestville. Well done.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Hawthorn as silver medalists as well. As the Eagles huddle up, we'll have presentations underway shortly. We'll also have Craig Freeman, our sideline reporter, have a chat to the Forestville Eagle girls and potentially the coach, because they have had a fantastic long weekend, a fantastic tournament led by Coach Lynn Holland They've done a great job. They're on screen there. They are back-to-back gold medalists now. They've won on this floor 2 years in a row. Today they've defeated the Hawthorn Magic 58-47. We spoke about it all along, Grant. It was the execution, the patience, the privilege that Forestville had. It was excellence.
Yeah, it was, and a very similar pattern to all other games today. Is the start is so important to these games. Forestville got out to that 24-7 first quarter break, and the game was almost done there. We did have, well, Forestville won the last quarter as well, but Hawthorn actually got back into the game a little bit, but just could never get that margin back to what it was. And outstanding efforts by Kauken. Ended up with 22 points. Vidmar ended up with 15. I thought their inside presence early of Hank and Cotton was outstanding. They just executed their offense so well. And down the other end, Hawthorn just couldn't do the same. They, although players ending up there, we had Sarah Rose Smith ended up with 10 and Lily Davies with 12.
The good news is we can head courtside now. We've got Craig Freeman, who's here with Lynn Holland.
Lynn, how did it feel to win that game out there? You guys won the National Junior Classic.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing. And what was more amazing is we won it last year with the core base of these girls as first years. And we've come back again with a different lot of first years, same second years. And they just played hard and they kept their poise, their composure. Really well. It felt amazing.
You guys were on fire from the start of the tournament, having a couple of big wins early. How do you manage to keep the girls switched on when, you know, they are winning games like 30 and 40 points early on in a tournament?
We just do all the things that you have to do, like the rest, the hydration, the eating, the camaraderie, getting them together, and we just try to manage them as best we can. And we do have times when you have to have a bit of a stern talking to, but most of the time these girls are really good to manage. They're fantastic. They're disciplined. Most of them are multiple state players. They play seniors. They're just very easy to manage. Yeah.
And as an interstate team coming to the Classic, what's the Classic like? Is it a tournament that you guys really look forward to?
We really aspire to it each year. Each year we aspire to making Classics because, of course, we have to win or come top 3 in our state champs to get here. And, you know, that's the first thing. We've got to get that, and then we move on and we come across here. Oh, we love it. We just love it, yeah.
Great, thanks a lot, and congratulations again. Hopefully you can come back next year again and give it a run.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Back to Steve in the booth.
Thanks, Craig. That was great to have some words from Forestville head coach Lynn Holland. Congratulations to her and her team on taking out the 2018 National Junior Classics gold medal. Back-to-back for the Forestville Eagles, as we've mentioned. Certainly a fantastic achievement on their accounts. Well done. A big congratulations to all our South Australian viewers who have been taking in this Basketball Victoria live stream broadcast. We'll have presentations underway shortly, which will see the Forestville Eagles collect their gold medals and, of course, the most valuable player from today's game in the grand final. There's the Forestville Eagles on screen now, just taking it all in. Their back-to-back championships is certainly a tough thing to do. And they are all a very big happy bunch. Don't forget, later on today at 1:30 p.m. we have our 4th and final grand final. That's the under-18 boys. The Melbourne Tigers taking on the Kilsyth Cobras. That will proceed after presentations for this game. So the Forestville Eagles defeated the Hawthorn Magic 58-47. Presentations will be underway shortly. Craig Davidson to lead the charge out at the State Basketball Centre. As I said earlier, don't forget our 4th and final game, 1:30 p.m. under-18 boys gold medal match. The Melbourne Tigers and the Kilsyth Cobras. We'll take you down courtside to the presentations for the under-18 girls grand final.
full-time. Ladies and gents, on behalf of Victorian Junior Basketball League and Basketball Victoria, I'd like to welcome you to the 2018 National Junior Classic. The presentation ceremony here this afternoon. Fantastic games of basketball. We've got a couple of presentations to do. My name's Craig Hawthorn. I'd like to welcome everybody from the VJ World who's given up their time and countless effort. I've got Ian with me here to do the presentations also. Today's finals, of course, cap off a very long and hard-fought weekend of basketball. And today's finals is both congratulated on making the finals and the display that they put on for all of our enjoyment today. Before we get underway, of course, we should like to thank our classic sponsors, Basketball Victoria, Malton, Sportsy Focus, Good Life, and Melbourne United for their continued support throughout the tournament. I'd also like to acknowledge the volunteers who have assisted the VJBL during this fantastic tournament, and naturally the wonderful coaches, assistant coaches, team managers, support staff, the wonderful parents, grandparents, uncles and aunties, and of course the brothers and sisters that have put up with hearing just how very good you are all weekend. We'll first do our presentation for our bronze round. And could I please have Greenwood's coach to come up and assist with the presentations. Congratulations again to Greenwood. Well done, girls. Stay safe. All right, now, moving on to our gold and silver presentations. But very first, before we do that, we have our referees from today's fight. We preview down Jordan Royal, Stephanie Deutscher, and Megan Ryan. Congratulations, you three. Of course, we have our referees in the score table. Oh, maybe not. But wonderful job as usual by score table. These games wouldn't, of course, be able to receive them. Let them get their photos. All right, can I please ask Scott Del Sopo to come up and have a chat, of course, with Timothy Steele from the Hawthorn Magic.
Firstly, congratulations to the Hawthorn Magic girls on making the final. A great achievement. We really played the hearts out. Thanks to Hunter, assistant coach. Coach did a great job all weekend, and we should deserve this final, but we've got bigger things to deserve this. To Forestville, congratulations. Our players on the top and control the game. Just didn't quite push over enough pressure to get on top and give us one hell of a game. Well coached and well power to you. So, next week, introduce the girls. Alright, okay, so first up, please, assistant coach, Hunter. Amber. Annalise. Laura. Taya. Mia. Grace. Lucy. Bella. Lily. Amy. And Sarah. Hello, girls. And also, I'd just like to thank all the support behind the Hawthorn Magic.
All right, there's one last presentation, of course, as adjudicated and awarded by our referees today, and that's for the most valuable player. And the MVP for our under-18 girls national champs does go to a Forestville Eagles player. Congratulations, number 10. And